Hey, it's Ina the Mood Reader, and today we are going to do 28 plus books for my 28th birthday with our special guest, Manchi! Yay! So a few months ago, I ordered books from Book Outlet and Book of the Month, and one of those boxes arrived a few weeks ago, and one of the boxes arrived yesterday. And though you saw two huge boxes in the thumbnail, the other one is mostly pasabay. So I just have a few books there, and then the other box contains my book outlet haul. So today we'll be going through them. I'll be putting the prices somewhere here in the screen so you'll have a reference. But of course, you already know for Book of the Month, it's $14.99 for the first book and $9.99 for the two others. Okay. So I know that the book outlet copies would be bargain copies, so I don't know their condition once they arrive. So today is actually the first time of me seeing them as well. So let's go! Earlier today, I actually opened the other box so that I could tell my friends that their books arrived. Let's start with the books I got from this box here. Okay, so let's first start with Book of the Month. This is my June Book of the Month box. Though I usually get 6 books per month, for June I only got 4, and one box containing 3 books, and another with just 1 for me and 2 for a friend. So of course, this is what the box looks like inside. And my first pick was, of course, Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Taylor Jenkins Reid is one of my favorite authors ever, and this one is another historical fiction. I'm very scared to read this, as some booktubers that I trust were a little disappointed with the book, and then others were so happy about it. So I really don't know what would happen. But yeah, it's set in Malibu in August 1983. So I don't know anything about it, but I want to enter this one blindly because it's a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. The other book that I got is The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. Or there, Laura Dave. And this is a mystery thriller book. According to the blurb, Owen Michael disappeared, and in this book we have Hannah Hall, and Bailey, his daughter, who are okay. So Hannah is his new wife, and Bailey is his daughter. So both stepmother and daughter would be on a mission to find what happened, to find out what happened when Owen Michaels disappeared. So this is what the book looks like. So this is a May 2021 pick. And then the other Book of the Month book that I got is 2020's Book of the Year, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. So this one, oh, it looks like this at the back. If you get the Book of the Year, it looks like this on the inside. And according to the blurb, twins inseparable as children ultimately choose to live in 2 different worlds, one black and one white. This follows their lives. And I'm really curious what made it the Book of the Year for 2020. And I've heard so many good things about this book. So very excited to have a copy of this one. Have this bookmark also from Book of the Month. And then the other June 2021 release that I got is The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. It's a spellbinding tale of psychological suspense weaving together Greek mythology, murder, and obsession. I'm really not an expert on Greek mythology. I haven't read much about it, but this book is really interesting to me. It has dark academia vibes, which I've been wanting to read more of. So yeah, this is what it looks like on the naked cover and here at the back. I also had some book outlet purchases. These two books were because they were on the bestseller 199 deal. So I decided to get them. The first one is The Escape Room by Megan Golden. So it has a weird texture here on the front and then very glossy at the back. So I don't know what I feel about that. It says here, welcome to the escape room. Your goal is simple, get out alive. So in this unforgettable debut, four young Wall Street rising stars discover the price of ambition when an escape room challenge turns into a lethal game of revenge. So it's a hardcover copy for $2, 100 pesos. So a really good deal. I have little dents on the dust jacket, but for the price, which is originally $27, $2, it's a really, really good deal. So I'm very happy about that. The other book that I got was The Last Voyage of Poe Life by Ali Condi. I loved the Match trilogy, so I have high hopes for this one. I haven't heard about it a lot. And it's available for $2, so I decided to get a copy of it as well. It says here, who do you become when you have nothing left to do? So this follows the journey of Poe life, and this is what it looks like on the inside. And I was really drawn into buying this one by the beautiful cover, and the fact that I got it for $2 is so amazing. Now, the other book that I got is the Bromance Book Club by Lisa K. Adams. This is a paperback copy, and I have the other books in the series in my next shipping cart box coming, I guess, 2 weeks from now, where the other Pasabay books are. So when I was doing the book outlet Pasabay, I decided to get all the books available from this series in the set. So it says here, welcome to the Bromance Book Club. The first rule of book club, you don't talk about book club. I don't know, I just think this is sweet and funny. I have so many romance booktubers and bloggers recommending this series. They say this one is amazing. The others are a hit or miss, but I wanted to try, so there. Okay, so in this other box, we have this, and yeah, and this one. So we have two Book of the Month boxes, and let's open. The first one, we have 3 books here. Ow. Okay. Okay, so here, the first book inside is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides again. So this is like the first book, I guess, that really got his name out there, or her, his or her. Yes. So this is the first book that got the author's name out there, so I'm really, really interested to read this one. It was a January 2019 Book of the Month pick, and yeah, according to this one, shocking, thought-provoking, and deeply twisted, The Silent Patient is a spellbinding psychological thriller about violence, obsession, and the dark side of passion. So here. The other book is The Girl with Stars in Her Eyes by Sio Axelrod. I didn't expect that it would be this thick. So it says here at the back, her name's Antonia Tony Bennett. Yeah, she's heard all the jokes before, and she's not a rock star. But the difference between being famous and being almost munchy. But the difference between being famous and being almost famous can be a single wrong note or the start of something that'll change your life forever. So I bought this one because it's another music-related book, and I love music-related books, especially when it deals with fame and stardom and all that. So very excited for this one. I think this is an add-on, and it's a contemporary fiction book, so it doesn't have any month stated here. Even here at the naked cover. It's very thick. That was a surprise. So, yay. And then another book that I bought mainly because of the hype is Legendborn, another chunky read. This was an add-on again. So it's a young adult add-on. It looks like this. So at the back, it says here, when the shadows rise, so will the light. When blood is shed, blood will call. By the king's table, for the order's might, by our eternal oaths, the line is lost. So this is, I think, a fantasy book with a flying demon feeding on human energies, a secret society of so-called legend-born students who hunt the creatures down, and a mysterious teenage mage who calls himself a Merlin and who attempts and fails to wipe Bree's memory of everything she saw. So there's a secret society, there's fantasy, and magic. So very, very exciting to read. Okay, I'll put that here. And of course, bookmark. Now for the second book of the month box, these are quite surprising because I really tend to forget what books I chose before they get here. So the next book of the month pick, this was a May 2021 pick. I thought it was ruined, but it's actually just drops of water. So this is Things We Lost to the Water by Eric Nguyen. And this one I think is a mystery book. So it says here, a stunning debut novel about an immigrant Vietnamese family that settles in New Orleans and struggles to remain connected to one another as their lives are inextricably reshaped. So it's actually a historical fiction set in 1979 New Orleans with immigrant Vietnamese people. So this is what it looks like here on the inside. Really, really interested about this one. And then the other book, the other two books that I chose are actually a duology. I'm not sure if this series continues, but it's Anna K and Anna K Away by Jenny Lee. So this is a young adult book. This was a February 2020 Book of the Month pick, and then Anna K Away was an available add-on. I guess if just so you know, you have matching copies if you want to continue on with the series. And it says here that every happy teenager is the same, while every unhappy teenage girl is miserable in their own special way. I think this is like a retelling of Anna Karenina, a classic which I haven't even read, so I don't know what to do with the references here. But it says that at 17, she is at the top of Manhattan and Greenwich society. She has a perfect boyfriend and she has always made her Korean-American father proud. Okay. So here's what it looks like inside, and I really love what they did with the spine here. And then same goes with Anna K Away. So I guess basically Anna K Away would just pick up off where Anna K left off. Here is what it looks like on the inside. I don't want to read the blurb because it might spoil something for the first book. So there. All you have to know is it's the sequel to Anna K. So there. Oh, I'll be opening all the book outlet picks. So this is going to be a long one, and Oh, it's so heavy, so give me time. Bigat. Ano to? So this is what the book outlet box looks like. It's very heavy. Oh, the first book is Where Dreams Descend by Janela Angeles. I was surprised to find it at Book Outlet. And I bought this because Janela Angeles is a Filipino author, and this book was pitched with musical elements. I'm not sure if Phantom of the Opera and Moulin Rouge, if I'm not mistaken. And look at the cover. The sequel is coming soon. I'm going to read this to see if I would like to push through with this series. Because, you know, I'm not a fantasy girl, but I really wanted to try it out. Because of the love and support for Filipino authors. Wow, it's so pretty on the inside. This is what it looks like. It has a chandelier on the hardcover. Looks like this as well. I think this one is published by Wednesday Books, so it's always been very nice to me in sending advanced copies. Oh no, there's a tear in the dust jacket, but that's fine. I remember getting this for a really good price. So there. The next book we have is a paperback. It's Cracked Up to Be by Courtney Summers. Courtney Summers is one of my favorite authors ever, and even though I was disappointed with the project, I still want to read her backlist titles as well as her future works. So here we have Cracked Up to Be, and it says here, Karen and McManus gave a blurb that says the propulsive, riveting novel that started it all. So it's a very thin book. I think it's a YA mystery thriller. So there. The next book I got is a book by Julie Murphy, one of my favorite authors for doing dumpling and pudding. So here we have Side Effects May Vary, which says here, dying is simple, living is complicated. And it asks the question, what if you'd been living your life as if you were dying, only to find out you had your whole future ahead of you? So we have here a girl who was diagnosed with leukemia, but goes into remission. So all this time she thinks she's dying, and now she's not dying. So what does she do then? Very interesting. So here, next we're going back to hardcovers. Now I have here The Weight of Our Sky by Hannah Alcaf. I bought this historical young adult fiction because this is set in Malaysia, if I'm not mistaken. So it's set in May 1969 in Kuala Lumpur. I think it's when Malaysia was at war. I don't know with whom. This would be an educational part to me. So it says here, with the 24-hour curfew in place and all lines of communication down, it will take the help of a Chinese boy named Vincent and all of the courage and grit in Melati. Melati is our main character, to overcome the violence on the streets, her own prejudice, and her jin's surging power to make it back to the one person she can't risk losing, which is her mom. Yeah, so there. This is what it looks like on the inside. Fairly simple. It's a little short for a hardcover, so that's a surprise. And I've read many, I've watched many booktubers recommending this for people looking for Asian books to read. So there. Next, I was able to buy Lucky Caller by Emma Mills, another hardcover copy. So this is a young adult contemporary romance book. So what we have here at the back are just blurbs saying it's fresh, smart, inventive, enjoyable. Oh, it's white at the naked cover. And I actually love the the art on the flap saying, when Dina decides to take a radio broadcasting class her senior year, she expects it to be a walk in the park. Instead, it's a complete disaster. So that's why it's called the Lucky Caller, because she'll be hosting, producing, or something, a radio show. So there. Next book we have is Pao Es Faire by Hannah Capin. And I really bought this book because of the cover. And if you look at the blurbs here at the back, it says, it will slice you to the bone, an apologetic feminist battle cry, bloody brilliant, and fierce, vicious, and electric. It's hot red on the inside. So I don't want to know what this book is about because I'm very, very curious about it. And I think it would be exciting to enter this one blindly. And again, this one is published by Wednesday Books. Next book, we have Marilus Rebel. I bought the paperback copy because I have the Legend trilogy on paperback as well. This is, I think, a sequel, but it revolves different characters already. So it says here, respect the legend, idolize the prodigy, celebrate the champion, but never underestimate the rebel. So it's about Eden Wing, the little brother of Daniel Wing. So, yeah. Okay, well. Okay, so the next book is More Than Maybe by Erin Han. I have to admit I've read this one already, but I really, really loved it. It's now a part of one of my favorite books of all time, so I really wanted to have a copy so that I can reread it in the future. I read this one on audio, and it's another music revolving book. And as a lover of music, I really, really, really wanted to have this. Erin Han is one of my favorite young adult contemporary authors because her writing style is so awesome. So that's why I bought this. The next book we have is The Beautiful by Renee Arieh. This one is, I think, revolving vampires. So I remember this being very hyped up in the community. They were kind of saying that vampires are back. So I really, really want to read this one soon. So I got it for a really good price. And yeah. So so we have Louis De Leon. Louis De Leon here. This is a gift from my tito. Yan. Diyan Louis. So as you can see here on the cover, there is, can you see? There's an embossed print of a lion here on The Beautiful. I think this is a historical book. Yeah, 1872 New Orleans, and the story revolves vampires. So if you are looking for a book to read where you get to read about vampires, you read this and find the sequel, The Damned. Okay. Dami pa. Next, we have 500 Words or Less by Julia Del Rosario. Julia Del Rosario is another Filipino author, so I really wanted to try her book out. I can't find copies of this here in the Philippines, so I bought this. So this one I think is, a novel written in verse. So, there. And then last for this box is something I'm really, really, really excited about. And this one is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Oh my gosh, look at this one. I just hate when they come with Target stickers, but I'll try to find a way to remove these Target stickers. But, okay, so A Good Girl's Guide to Murder has been available on audio for quite some time. And I always love listening to YA thrillers on audio because I think it adds a layer of mystery when there's a narrator telling the story to you. But yeah, I skipped out on that because I really wanted to have my own copy of this one. So look at the cover, and it says here at the back, when you ask people what happened to Andy Bell, they'll tell you without hesitation that she was murdered by Salil Singh. No allegedly, no might have, no probably, no most like. He did it, they say. Sal killed Andy, but I'm just not so sure. So yeah, very excited to read this one. There's so many exciting books to read. I don't know how I'd be able to fit them in with the schedule, but now we're down. Sorry. Now we're down to the last book, Outlet Box. I really bought a lot because, I don't know, I just felt like gifting myself more than what started to be 28 books to be more than 28 books. But yeah, okay. So the next book I got is There's Something About Sweetie by Sandia Menon. I have From Twinkle with Love and When Dimple Met Rishi, and I loved all the books on the Rishiverse, so I bought this one as well. So yeah. I don't want to dive in on what this book is about just because I know I like it already, because I've always loved Sandia Menon's work. So there you go. The next book is something that I really wanted to buy because it's not every day that you get plus-sized girls on the cover of books. And what's more unique about this is we have a Korean plus-sized girl on the cover. So it's I'll Be the One by Lila Lee. I think this one revolves around K-pop. So you know how Koreans have high beauty standards, specifically with the weight of the K-pop idols. And this one, just as the tagline says, the world of K-pop has never met a star like this. So according to the blurb, it delivers on all dimensions: a swoony ship, body positivity, a complex mother-daughter relationship, and a protagonist readers will root for. So there you go. Next book is Hope and Other Punchlines by Julie Boxbaum. I have loved, I forgot the title of the book of hers that I've read that I loved. And I have another book, Tell Me Three Things, I think. And I have another book of hers, so I decided to buy this as well. This one is a hardcover. Hope and Other Punchlines. A luminous, lovely story about a girl who builds a future with the ashes from the ashes of her past. Sometimes searching for someone else helps you find yourself. So yeah, it's a simple hardcover. So there. Okay. So we have a few more. The next one is a paperback. This one is Hello Girls by Brittany Caballaro and Emily Henry. It says, Best Friends Are Forged by Fire. So this one is a mystery, and according to a blurb here from Entertainment Weekly, if Gillian Flynn decided to write a YA novel, it might go something like this. So aside from the cover, I really wanted to buy a thriller. So I'm very happy that I got this one. Next is Sawfield Girls by Claire Legrand. Again, I think it's a YA mystery thriller. So we have here Marion, the new girl, Zoe the pariah, and Val the Queen Bee. Their stories come together on the island of Sawfield Rock. So there. Where girls have been disappearing for decades, stolen away by a ravenous evil no one has dared to fight until now. So there. Next, we have Obsidio paperback cover because I just have an Illumine book, so that's why I bought this. I'm rethinking if I ever read this series still, despite all the issues. So, but yeah. Next, we have here Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett. I bought this book because this book revolves around a young adult with HIV/AIDS. So I'm very curious to read about this. It's a theme that I've been always interested in and watching in movies and series and also reading in books. So yeah, I am sure Full Disclosure will be a hard-hitting book. So it says here that it's romantic, funny, hopeful, and unflinchingly real. Simone is the kind of brilliant, messy, nerdy teen I'd love to root for. So there, we're down to the last two books. And this one, I don't know a lot about. I just bought it because of the cover. Look at that. So this one is I Am Here Now by Barbara Botner. So this one says is another book that's written in verse, a novel written in verse. So yeah. It says it's about Macy who finds refuge in her art and her life when she meets the spirited Rachel and her painter mother. She catches a glimpse of a very different world, one full of life, creativity, and love, and not just fun. So there, 1G. And lastly, I bought Frankly in Love by David Yoon. Wow. So it turns out that this is a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. It has sprayed edges and hello, it's so beautiful. And it is signed by the author. Yay! That's a good bonus. I think it's the first time that I have a book with sprayed edges. Unfortunately, there's a tear in the dust jacket, but I still appreciate, having the sprayed edges and the signature by the author. So it just says here, falling in love is the easy part. So it says here, in this moving novel, David Yoon takes on the question of who am I, with the result that is humorous, heartfelt, and ultimately forgettable. So these are all the books that I bought for myself to celebrate my birthday this year. Which of these books are you interested in? And which one should I read first? Please let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for watching till the end of this video. Hopefully, I won't be having a lot of hauls in the future. Maybe mostly Book of the Month hauls because I won't be skipping on my subscription. But maybe that's that. Thank you so much for watching again and see you on the next one.